What is up, guys? Tivis here, and it's been quite a while since I've basically shown anything World of Tanks related, hasn't it? What has it been now? Geez, what is it? 1, 2, 3, maybe even a month since I've even shown a World of Tanks replay or anything related to World of Tanks. Um, and yeah, quite a while back I reached 200 subscribers. I haven't yet done anything special for that specifically. Um, but I guess I might as well take this time to, talk about what's been going on. And, well, I mean, put blatantly, finals for school have been coming up. And obviously, as a teenager in high school, I have to, of course, worry about finals. Oh, just a second here. Forgot to switch this to colorblind mode. I don't know why, but every time I start up the client, I always end up having to switch the color mode. But yeah, this past month has been pretty hectic with finals coming up. I haven't really had time for anything. Trying to, turn in homework last minute. Bunch of other things as we usually do. Trying to get internships and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been, I wouldn't say hard. I'd just say me having so many things to juggle. I just haven't really had time for World of Tanks. But I have played a few battles over this time. This battle in the Kranvagen being one of the most recent ones. And I guess I might as well just take the time now because I've never actually talked about how I feel about this tank. Overall, I guess you could say I quite like it, that is for sure. I love the style. I love the mobility that this thing has. But ever since it was nerfed from ever since it was nerfed basically before it was put out onto the live server, it's felt very lacking for me. They put the reload higher than that of the 50B, and that's all right. And the shell delay was placed higher than the 50B, and that's fine as well. But the armor, that is when, I mean, the turret on this thing is very good. Don't get me wrong on that. It is very, very nice. But the hull is, sometimes I feel like it's just about useless, honestly. Especially given the fact that it used to be around 110, 120 millimeters thick, and they reduced it all the way down to 90. You basically can't really bounce anything. But of course, this thing being tier 10, like I said, you just can't bounce anything. It honestly is frustrating. I'd have to say, honestly, when I first got this tank, basically, I was very excited. I loved it 100%. But as I've played it more, I haven't really felt the spark that I originally had when I obviously first ground towards it. Because when this thing first came out on the test server and I was first grinding for it, I ground for it as hard as I could. But compared to its other counterparts, like for example the Emil 1, this thing is just very lacking. But overall, I have to say I do like it. Like, given all the drawbacks that it does have, I do love this tank. I really do. I love the mobility, I love the turret armor, I love the quick aim time, but it's not going to be my favorite tank, unfortunately. The T-57 Heavy is still going to be my top dog. But, I guess that is... Oh, I don't know where that shell went. But what is there to talk about? Oh, that's right. 9, update, the test server for the update, or patch 9.19 just recently came out. And from what I've seen, there's obviously not as much, special stuff or content being put out that patch. And, oh, am I going to be able? Yes, I do get that. Sweet. So, 9.19. I don't know how many 9s we're going to have until we get to 10.0, but, yeah, 9.19. It has some HD models. It has the ranked battles, which I actually haven't gotten to play yet because, first of all, I don't have the time, and second of all, the one time that I did try to get in, apparently the cycle was not on for me to be able to get into it. But it looks to be good, although, actually, I just remembered. The As you can all recall, I obviously hated the fact that the Panzerkampfwagen 7 was going to be introduced into the game. In fact, I pretty much just didn't want that thing to be introduced at all. Because, I spent a whole month grinding towards the damn thing. And then Wargaming said, oh, by the way, don't worry, we're just gonna give you special camo. And, well, they never gave us Clan Wars members special camo. However, I am very pleased to report that, for those of you who do not know yet, the VK7201K has basically been given a new hairstyle. I actually find this quite funny, but I personally quite like it. Basically, what they did is they put the tracks all around the turret, and it, to me, it basically makes the tank look like Bob Marley. And I think it looks pretty cool, in my personal opinion. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, but I personally quite like it. But also the Panzerkampfwagen 7's HD model was also reworked. From what I could see, the Panzerkampfwagen 7 was basically given like these big storage containers on the sides, which basically make it look like it has just these massive ears, which make it look quite comical, but I personally like the look of it. But I have to say, I do like the Bob Marley hairstyle of the VK7201. I'll make sure to put up a picture of it in the video, along with another picture of the Panzerkampfwagen 7. But yeah, those HD models were quite interesting to look at. Like I said, I quite like them. Although, what else is there to talk about? Let's see. Oh yeah. Like I said, I haven't really gotten around to playing World of Tanks very much ever since patch 9.18 came out. So I actually haven't gotten much time to, check out the new artillery balance. But from what I have seen, I'm certainly no longer one-shot in my heavies, which is obviously a plus. But artillery, it can splash you from a hell of a lot farther now. And, can obviously hurt more tanks. And Oh, wow. That must have gotten under my tank because I just thought I got hit there. But I have to say, overall, I quite like what they did to artillery. Although I haven't really gotten much time to play, so my word can't really be held in stone as much as other people. So I wouldn't count on me saying anything yet, since I've only played like what, 5 battles since the patch 9.18 came out. Hell, patch 9.19 is about to come out. Barely had time to check out 9.18. But uh, yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff has happened. I haven't really checked it out. Although, I, I, d- I gotta brag a little bit here. I thought after not playing World of Tanks for around about a month, I thought I would be playing a hell of a lot worse than I did. But the clips that you're seeing right now of the Krantvagin and of course right now the 1357 are of course of me playing after not playing for quite a while, and I have to say I am quite proud of myself for still being pretty good. Although I do need to stay in cover more. But huh. Well, let's see. We've talked about 9.19. Talked about. Oh, actually, no. I've already talked about the advances game mode. But one thing that I have been thinking of more recently is live streaming. And although I would like to live stream, given my current situation, I just don't really think I'm gonna be able to. Like this next week at least is gonna be pure just me taking tests for school. And after that, although pretty soon I'll be graduating, so I might have some more time after that. I guess we'll see. But yeah, right now I just don't really see streaming as much of an option, especially given the fact that I play on a excuse me, on a laptop. Uh, although actually, on the topic of computers, I have actually started working on building my very own PC. So far, I have decided that I would spend around about $1,700 on all the essential components, plus, of course, a monitor. Because right now I don't have a 1080p monitor to work off of. The secondary monitor I have right now is a very old model that isn't even to the 19:6 aspect ratio. But so far I have gotten a power supply, the SSD, and a 1070 GTX graphics card, which should be more than enough for playing games like World of Tanks, Kerbal Space Program, Minecraft, and various other games that I will, of course, be playing and maybe streaming. Like I said, I'm not really sure about that yet. But on the side of content creation, from what I've seen, a 1070 is about as good as a GTX 980 Ti, which, of course, as you guys might know, Quickie Baby uses. So, yeah, I might actually be able to put World of Tanks HD settings all the way for once. But, well, yeah. Actually, what should I call this? Little new series of me just talking to the camera. I mean, it's certainly no Mingles with Jingles. I'm not some person with crap ton of stories that I can tell for entertainment. But tell me what you guys think. What should I call this little series of me just talking to you guys? I mean, I'd certainly love to get your feedback. I mean, as a recently rising content creator, I'm pretty sure anyone would love getting feedback from their fans or the people who watch them. I mean, I was just thinking of calling this series Talks with Tivis. Of course, that sounds very reminiscent of Tank Chats and Mingles with Jingles, but this isn't that. This is completely original, as they say. Although, I have to say, uh, I look forward to making more videos soon once, my senior year is over. And I guess we could possibly call this series Talks with Tivis. And I guess with that, I'll see you guys in the next one.